safety inspections. Judges acknowledging concerns about discrimination.
All right, we're documenting history for future generation, folks.
Unlawful search. More than 100,000 households have Section 8 assistance in the city. Tens of thousands more states.
Listening to 1010 Wins in the New York metropolitan area. We start off in Patterson. We end up in Garfield, New Jersey.
Allegations against a Long Island doctor.
Authorities say the 71-year-old doctor was in an exam room with a patient when he sexually abused her during a routine oncology appointment in New Hyde Park. Dr. Mark Hoffman's office is now closed. The doctor is charged with sexual abuse and forcible touching. Police say the 48-year-old victim and the doctor were alone in the exam room. Detectives say if there are any other victims to please come forward. Sophia Hall, 1010 Wins, 92.3 FM on Long Island.
Now it's mumps. That's apparently the next disease to make a comeback because of dropping vaccination rates. Maryland health officials say they've seen an uptick, 26 cases so far this year. The Centers for Disease Control reports a total of 34 cases nationwide. Now, experts say mumps can be a danger even in vaccinated communities because immunity can decrease over time. Mumps is highly contagious. It was a common childhood illness in the U.S. until the first vaccine was approved in 1967. It can be more serious in adolescents. Complications can include brain swelling and even long-term fertility issues. The recommended vaccination is 2 doses in early childhood and possibly a third for adults who've been exposed in a new outbreak. Medical schools are signing on to Trump administration nutrition education push.
Health and Human Services Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. announced 53 medical schools in 31 states will require students to complete 40 hours of nutrition education in an effort to combat obesity and chronic diseases.
This is how we make America healthy again.
Education Secretary Linda McMahon urged more schools to join the program.
75% of U.S. medical schools have no required clinical nutrition coursework.
The American Medical Association says too many medical schools treat nutrition as an elective.
That is correspondent Michael Wallace reporting. Now this message, if you suspect nursing home abuse, call the law firm of Kelly and Grossman at 1-800-ELDERLY. It is 37 degrees right now in the city. AccuWeather says we are going up to 42 today in Midtown. Coming up, some new details on the firing of Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem. But first, Winds News Time 7:11. Let's get you where you need to go. Here's Karen Stewart.
Well, we've got this cruddy weather going on. We've got light rainfall. We've got flooding all over the place, or at least ponding, or at least puddling out there. You need to drive with caution. You need to leave yourself a lot of extra travel time. Potholes have been a major issue this morning. Just like yesterday morning, keep it locked to 1010 Winds. We've got traffic and transit every 10 minutes on the ones. Want to tell you about the Cross Island in Queens. Northbound at Bayside Marina, we remain closed due to an accident. Take the Northern Boulevard exit to the Clearview Expressway instead. Then we've got this westbound LIE pothole on the ramp to the northbound Clearview. This thing was there yesterday, too. It's causing very heavy traffic on the westbound LIE from Lakeville Road out into Springfield Boulevard near the Clearview. The northern state is busy with alternating traffic as we continue with what we see on Long Island's Big Three. And we've got east and westbound delays on Southern State near exit 19 for Peninsula Boulevard. There may be an accident there. We're going to look into that one a little bit further for you. Traffic is sponsored by Amazon Hub Delivery. Karen Stewart, 1010 Wins at 92.3 FM.
Hey, New York business owners, it's Tiki Barber. Are you looking to earn extra money? Of course you are. When your business partners with Amazon Hub Delivery, you simply drop off packages to Amazon customers in your neighborhood. Sign up at amazon.com/hub delivery.
Now the AccuWeather forecast. Meteorologist Joe Lundberg.
Going to be overcast today, a cool breeze. There'll be a little drizzle from time to time, but temperatures just won't go up much. Again, the high only 42. Expect some more drizzle on occasion tonight. By morning, we're down into the upper 30s. It'll stay cloudy all day long tomorrow with an afternoon high toward evening getting up to 49. But then it goes up into the 50s at night as a front approaches. It could lead to a shower or two. Behind that front, it's not colder. It's actually drier and with some sun. We could get to 62 on Sunday afternoon. Monday with plenty of sunshine. I think we're headed for the mid-60s. Right now in Central Park, it's overcast and 37. We're going to stay this way all day long. Humidity at 92%, the wind north-northeast at 10. Repeating the current temperature 37, headed to just 42 at Midtown. I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg on New York's weather station, 1010 Winds and 92.3 FM.
She's fired. Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem kicked to a new position as Special Envoy for the Shield of the Americas. She's already thanking the president for that new post. And there are new details today on why President Trump made the move. CBS Chief White House Correspondent Nancy Cordes.
I'm Kristi Noem. Secretary Noem's claims about these ads appear to have been the final straw for President Trump. We will find you and we will deport you. The $220 million ad campaign began airing last year. Some of that money went to a company run by the husband of Noem's former spokesperson.
I did not have anything to do with picking those contractors.
Noem was grilled about the pricey ads at a Senate hearing.
Correct.
President
Worked
not
with
even gonna do
OMB.
this?
Yes.
He did.
Trump disputed that, telling Reuters he never knew anything about the ads.
The president's new choice is Oklahoma Senator Mark Wayne Mullen, an enrolled member of the Cherokee Nation and a former mixed martial arts fighter. He's getting some early support.
What Tom Sellis, this Republican senator, said about Mark Wayne Mullen, I'm reading here, he called him a great guy, a great choice to lead DHS. And he also said this is somebody who will restore competence at the agency. That speaks a lot to the situation that DHS finds itself in at this point in the Trump administration, but also just about the shift that Mark Wayne Mullen, if he is able to make it through the confirmation process, could command in Washington.
That is correspondent Hunter Woodall reporting. Mullen has been a strong supporter of President Trump's agenda, including backing up his debunked election claims. Final respects today for the Reverend Jesse Jackson. 3 former presidents coming to pay their tribute to the civil rights leader.
Former Presidents Bill Clinton, Barack Obama, and Joe Biden will say a final goodbye to the Reverend Jesse Jackson at what's being called the People's Celebration at House of Hope Baptist Church. A spokesperson for the Jackson family says also expected to attend former First Lady Jill Biden and former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton. The family also says the service will feature performances by Jennifer Hudson and gospel singers B.B. Winans and Pastor Marvin Winans.
Correspondent Jennifer Kuiper reporting. The service expected to draw thousands to pay final respects both inside and outside the church. Well, it's been a tough winter, and now as we're hearing in 1010 Winds traffic, it is looking like a tough pothole season.
This winter's big snowstorms and deep freezes followed by thaws have many roads looking like a moonscape. Lauren Hill is dodging potholes in St. Paul, Minnesota.
You have to just choose which is the best of the worst to go through because it's almost impossible to avoid them.
Ned Moen's car was damaged by a gaping pothole in Watertown, Massachusetts.
The tire just practically exploded.
David Velasquez at Sullivan Tire in Watertown has been busy.
Even rims being cracked because of the potholes?
Some cities have approved overtime so their crews can fill more potholes.
Correspondent Michael Wallace. Of course, as pothole season continues, stay with 1010 Winds for traffic and transit on the ones. We'll get you there. It is going to be a very Harry Styles weekend. The Grammy winner kicking off the release of his new album today with a pop-up shop in Williamsburg, Brooklyn. It opened at midnight to coincide with the drop of Kiss All the Time, Disco Occasionally. After today, it'll be open normal business hours till March 12th. The pop-up, one of 16 worldwide to promote the new album. Styles also due on Saturday Night Live on March 14th as host and musical guest. And that's not the end of his New York era either. He's doing a 30-show residency at MSG as part of his world tour, playing the Garden from August through October. Well, New York for the win. Ahead of the FIFA World Cup, the American Museum of Natural History is starting a new exhibit featuring what they call artifacts of sports excellence. It spans a century and a half, and visiting curator Vicky Toback tells 1010 Winds they got some really cool stuff.
We have like the 2024 New York Liberty WNBA Championship trophy. We also have a ring from one of their star athletes. We have the giant Super Bowl ring. We have a crown that was presented to Yogi Berra by Babe Ruth in the 70s.
Exhibit also includes one of Jesse Owens' gold medals from the 1936 Berlin Olympics. The exhibit opens on May 15th. Some Gen Z fellas are apparently nursing some 19th century views. A new survey shows 31% of Gen Z guys believe a wife should always obey her husband. A third believe hubby should have the final word on important decisions. Researchers for Ipsos and the Global Institute for Women's Leadership at London's King's Business College polled some 20,000 people, all ages, in 29 countries ahead of International Women's Day. That's Sunday. Turns out the olds are a lot more progressive than the Zoomers. Adults over 30 tend to favor women's equality, while young men apparently want the ladies to go back to the kitchen. It's unclear exactly where they will find these ladies, since there does not seem to be a corresponding wave of obedient young women. 37 degrees right now, going up to 42 today in Midtown.
25 a month, 5 whole years, same sweet number in your ears. Check it in a year, check it in 5. This ain't optimum, 5, but price is still alive. 25 a month, 5 whole years, same sweet number in your ears. Get Optimum famously fast fiber internet. Optimum.com/25 for 5. Or call 8884-OPTIMUM. Terms apply. See Optimum.
Hanging out in March here in the Northeast.
Oceanfront.
In 2026.
Amenities.
Planning our vacation, and he comes down.
Got some sports too.
This is gray-haired Frank Sinatra, you know, and he's like, the Academy gave me this statement, and it says.
Usually on WFAN in the morning, it's a sports talk station, but these co-hosts usually do other topics as well.
Yeah, to honor the industry. So then it became this whole big thing with, I'm sure. So it's just so I'm not.
That's Boomer Esiason, the Jets quarterback, previous Jets, and oh man, the Bengals. I couldn't think of the name.
In Hollywood, in the movies, then you can go back 50 years ago and see a very similar storyline. And maybe it's not talked about as much or whatever.
Merple Kalb, and here's what's happening. New strikes in the Middle East overnight. Israel pounds Tehran and Lebanon. U.S. forces hit an Iranian drone carrier. All the latest developments in the war on the way. Not your usual day on the street. NYPD officers reunite with a Bronx baby girl they helped bring into the world.
I assumed the position of holding her hand. Other officers assumed the position of waiting for the baby. Others held her hand.
Details on a surprise special delivery. Not giving up on Bronx Week. Borough leaders say they are looking for ways to reimagine it in the wake of the cancellation announcement. 10 Wins Glenn Schuck following that story. Nobody to stop her? Report that Britney Spears fired her sobriety coach shortly before the DUI arrest. Well, you can stop worrying about one thing anyway. NASA says an asteroid will not hit the moon in 2032. Rangers win, Isles and Nets lose. 10 Wins AccuWeather. Drizzle early, then cloudy, damp, and chilly. The high 42. Winds use time 7:21. Let's get you where you need to go. Here's Karen Stewart.
Oh, another Friday ruined. The last 3 Fridays have been tough, and today's a tough one too. We've got slick roads out there. We've got drizzle. You may encounter those large puddles and ponding as you drive to your nearest location. Flat out flooding in some areas where we've got full closures of roads. We do have a full closure on the Cross Island Parkway, but they're reopening it now at Bayside Marina, so we've got something to look forward to. The westbound Bell Parkway at Springfield Boulevard has an accident. We've got 1 lane block. Westchester, the Hutch is in horrible shape. Both ways at exit 13 Mamaroneck Avenue, White Plains, down tree and wires. All lanes closed on both the on and off ramps. In addition, Mamaroneck Avenue is closed. Your alternate is the NET for the Hutch and North Street for Mamaroneck Avenue. As we check what we see on Long Island's Big 3, eastbound there is indeed an accident near exit 17 for Ocean Avenue, blocking a lane. Take Sunrise Highway instead. Eastbound to LIE at Deer Park Avenue, accident on the right shoulder. Northern State delays around Wantagh Parkway. Hey, mass transit is still good to go. It's not too late for you to jump on a train. Traffic and transit. Karen Stewart, 10 Wins at 92.3 FM.